What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I did not have any intention on doing this video today. I figured a video yesterday would be all I was going to do, talking about AEW, and then Dynamite happened. And by the time I was done with Dynamite, I had a whole other video that I was ready to do. And then today, some other shit happened, and here we are. So I'm going to make this really clear up front. Um, to get to heaven in this video, we're going to have to take a little bit of a walk through hell. Okay? So we're all going to go through hell together. I'm going to be with you, and we're going to walk through hell to get to heaven. And what I mean by that is, to walk through hell, we got to get through a little bit of politics and a little bit of other stuff that's more serious in the world that's going on right now to get to the heaven part, which is the AEW talk. Okay? And let me make this clear. I've routinely stayed away from politics the past year plus because it tends to piss people off and all that. But there are certain things that are going on right now that I've kept my mouth shut on, and I've been quiet, and I've just sat back and I've watched, and I can't fucking do it anymore. I can't. And no sane person can do that anymore. I can't. In good conscience, I can't sit back and do that anymore. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a statement, and I want to be clear as possible on this statement to all my Jewish brothers and sisters out there, as well as all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I love each and every one of you. To my Christian brothers and sisters out there, I love you. To everybody, I love everybody. I don't care what religion you are. If you're a good person, that's what fucking matters to me. With that said, it is possible to support the innocent people in Palestine who are being killed in this whole thing without supporting Hamas. They are not all one and the same, okay? They're not. Hamas is a terrorist organization that's doing fucked up shit. That goes without saying. And anyone screaming pro-Hamas stuff, the fuck is wrong with you? You're supporting terrorists. What the fuck? But if you're supporting the innocent people caught in the crossfire between Israel and Hamas, that's who we should be supporting, and that's who I support. The innocent people of Palestine who are trapped with nowhere to go. Just like, and this is another part of this, you can defend Israel's right to exist, which they have the right to. You can defend the Israeli people while also calling out the bullshit that Netanyahu and his government are doing to the Palestinian people and not be anti-Semitic. Okay? That's clear. I am not anti-Semitic in any way, shape, or form. I don't rock with that shit. I support the people of Israel, but Netanyahu and his government can go fuck themselves. Simple as that. It's possible to say both. It's possible to do that and not be anti-Semitic. It's possible to speak out about what's happening to the Palestinian people without supporting Hamas. Okay? Period. 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to. It's not all or nothing in this case. Okay? And people need to fucking realize that. As far as these protests that are happening on college campuses, To anyone who's calling for the National Guard to come in and break up these protests, there's no violence happening at these protests. They're peaceful. No one's being attacked. Does anybody remember Kent State? For those who are too young to remember or don't know about Kent State, there were protests against, I believe it was the Vietnam War, on Kent State's campus. The National Guard got called in, and it turned into a clusterfuck where people got killed. And these politicians calling for the National Guard to come to break up the protests that are peaceful at Columbia and all these other schools. You're asking for shit to pop off. What the fuck? People have the right to peacefully protest. As long as they're not being violent and as long as nothing's happening where anything's getting damaged, let people protest. I think the president of Columbia jumped the gun by going to all remote classes because no one was being attacked. There are videos of Jewish kids who were going around campus minding their fucking business and people are leaving them the fuck alone. There's no need for that. There's no need for a National Guard. And if you call them in, you're escalating the situation to where it could get violent. That's the last thing we fucking need. Okay? So that's that part. Now, like I said, we're going through hell to get to heaven, so you're getting me talking about shit that I normally don't talk about because I just don't want to go there. But today, I've had enough. So I'm going there. Second piece of news I want to talk about is New York threw out Harvey Stein's conviction. They may have to do, and they pretty much got a debate whether or not to do a new trial because, well, we live in a world where everything's going to shit. And, like, I don't know what to tell you. So apparently what happened is they fucked up and they kind of had people testify to shit that had nothing to do with the case, and thus they had to overturn the conviction. So now the DA up there is to figure out whether or not they're going to actually go after Weinstein for the shit he did in New York, or to let it go. Which brings the question, given that everything's out about Weinstein, and this is a tough question to even ask, but it has to be brought up. Everything about Harvey Weinstein's out there in the public zeitgeist now. Even if you didn't want to know what the fuck this dude did, you probably know what the fuck this dude did. So the honest question, the legitimate question is, can he get a fair trial in New York? I don't know. Now, he's currently in jail in California, and it probably won't get out on that one. So he's still in jail right now, but they may have to fly him to New York to go through another trial again. He might not even be healthy enough to stand trial. We don't know. Like, they may just leave his ass in jail to rot and die in California prison. Who knows? If they retry him, it's going to be a clusterfuck again, and who knows what the fuck's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know if they can try him again, to be honest. And I'm not saying it because I want Harvey Weinstein free, because I don't. Fuck him. He can rot in hell for all I care. So, there's that. The third piece of news is the Supreme Court hearing Donald Trump's immunity argument today. His defense is basically, I can do whatever, and I should be free to do whatever because of who I am. Now, at one point, I think Justice Sotomayor asked, just flat out cut through all the bullshit, and asked, so by this logic, do you think it's okay for the president to assist a political rival with ending all their living. And those lawyers said, yeah. And when I saw this, I immediately went, what the fuck is reality right now? That's not a thing. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is this? The argument, and this is the argument he's making, that the president should be able to unalive a political rival. Which means, if by this logic, that Joe Biden as president could order, like, Black Ops or Navy SEALs or whoever the fuck to take out Trump right now, and he could not be charged with it because presidential immunity, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Did you realize how insane that sounds, right? Like, we all get that that's fucking crazy, correct? Like, we all understand that that's madness, right? Like, by this logic, he could say, fuck it, there's no election, I'm president for life, peace, and no one can do anything. Like, and part of the argument he made, that this lawyer's making, is basically, you can't go after the president for stuff, but anyone who follows his orders can go to jail. And it's like, if that's the case, it's illegal. The order's illegal. You can't. What? What the fuck? Do you realize how fucking crazy that argument is? And the fact that they're debating whether or not to allow him to be immune to be tried. They shouldn't have taken up the case to begin with. I get why they did it, because it just kind of ends all the arguments and shit. But the second he said that, they should have said, okay, we're done here. This is insane. You're insane. Get the fuck out of my courtroom. This is over. That's what should have fucking happened. The fact that it didn't has me kind of worried that they're gonna side with Trump. And quite frankly, we should all be scared of this, because that's a frightening aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he gets reelected, like, he's gonna, like, do whatever the fuck he wants. And be like, I could do whatever I want because I'm president for the rest of my life, no more elections, and we're screwed. Democracy dies. And I like democracy. I think it's great. It could be fixed in a lot of areas. It's not perfect, but, you know, we can work on that. If he gets back in office, we're not going to be able to do that because it's done. America is done if that happens. And I'm not talking like nuclear war or like any of that shit. I'm just saying, like, he's going to become a dictator and we're never going to have another election again. And thus our democracy is done. Like, I don't know what else to fucking tell people. If you still ride with this guy, like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. He's out of his mind. Like, he's crazy. He is. Like, it's... This argument is insane. And I'm trying not to lose my shit while I'm talking about it. But just think about that for a second. It's only legal if I do it, but no one else can do what I do. I can do whatever I want because I'm who I am. That's the argument that was brought before the Supreme Court by his lawyer. That he should be allowed to do anything he wants because he's Donald Trump. That's not an argument that's worthy of being in front of the Supreme Court. That's insane. But yet here we are, and there's a possibility that with the people on the court, that they'll side with him. But elections matter, folks. We put him in power in 2016 and we fucked up. I didn't vote for him in 2016, but people did. And it was a bad move. And you see what it got us. It got us 4 years of like insanity. A lot of the response to COVID that killed millions of people died because of his stupidity. January 6th happened because of him. You know, like people tried to like steal the election. People tried to overturn it through violence. And this all happened at the behest of that motherfucker. Okay? Even if you don't like the result of an election, what happened that day is inexcusable. There's no excuse for it. Unacceptable. That's not how America handles shit. You know, like, fuck out of here with that. Need a drink or something. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so now that we got through what I believe is the hell part, now we walk through the pearly gates of heaven and talk about the fun topic. And that's AEW. Because holy shit, what a fucking shit show that was. I'll get to the now. I want to start this off with, and this is something that my friend Evil Dose said to me on Twitter. I was like, wow, they put Swerve in like the first match on the fucking show. Holy shit. And he was like, to the recorder, bat recorder. And I wasn't going to record last night. I didn't, by the time Dynamite started, I did not have any plans on doing a video. This video. I had no intention of being here right now. Back-to-back videos on back-to-back days is not something I normally do. I think the last time I did it was when I had COVID. And I was just putting up reports on how I was feeling and what I was going through with it. But this is the first time I've done a follow-up video to a video that I put up the day before. And then, like, everything else today happened. I was like, fuck, I gotta talk about this because it's getting crazy. So I did. So I got through the hell part, and we all walked through hell together. You walked through with me. You who's watching this right now, you walked through with me. So now we're walking through heaven. And that's me shitting on Dynamite because what a fucking disaster this was. Okay. So starting off the show, you start off the show with the fucking ratings killers that are the Elite and Jack Perry. Just walking in the building. And I'm like, oh, great. And I bet you thousands of people turned off from Big Bang Theory right when they showed up on screen. And then you start off, you get a segment with Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Orange Cassidy. And my immediate thought was, this is how you're starting the show with an angle with these three guys who are nowhere right now? Chuck Taylor has to decide if he's going to continue to be best friends with Trent Beretta or he's going to rock with Orange Cassidy. And the world collectively yawned and said, who gives a shit about this? But Chucky T stayed faithful to Orange Cassidy and told Trent Beretta to go fuck himself. And people continue to say, we don't give a fuck. And then, to open the show, in the first match, we get your newly crowned AEW World Champion, the first black champion in AEW. Gotta preface it with that because people get mad, because for the culture, Swerve Strickland against Kyle Fletcher, who has not won a match on AEW television. And this is the match we get to open the show with the first match on the show. Why the fuck your world champion is opening the show, I have no goddamn clue. But it already sets the stage for everything I said in my video last night. This motherfucker's about the job to Ospreay at All In. And the fact that they kicked him off against Kyle Fletcher proved my fucking point. And I'll continue to go into why in a second. So that match happens. Swerve wins in a back and forth match. Why is he having a back and forth match with Kyle Fletcher? Not that Kyle Fletcher's a bad wrestler, because he's not. But who the fuck is Kyle Fletcher? Swerve's got the fucking title. He should have whooped his ass in 5 minutes. Instead, back and forth match for like 10 minutes. And then he wins it. So that happens. At some point during the show, because I think it glazed over at one point because it was so fucking bad, you had Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné in the worst acted promo off I've ever seen. Willow is a good talker, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Mercedes Moné can't fucking talk. Like, and again, she's been there for what, a month and a half and still hasn't wrestled a goddamn match? What the fuck? And how is she getting a shot at the TBS title when she hasn't wrestled a match to put herself in the rankings that Tony talks about all the time? They have rankings, but they don't matter. She's talking and she's like, do I think that you injured me on purpose? Do I think that you injured me? Like, she said like 5 times, and it didn't react or hit that note with the fans at any point because they were like, we don't care. She was getting booed by the time she was done. And she's supposed to be a face. But the kicker on the show is your main event match was another company's title. That's right. The IWGP Championship World Title, held by Jon Moxley, was your main event match against Will Hobbs, who may have fucked his knee up. I don't know. Get well soon, Big Will. I love Powerhouse Hobbs, so I hope he's okay. It looked like he really hurt his knee. I don't know if that was like scripted or it was like kayfabe injury or real injury, but he was having trouble getting around. So that main evented the show. That was your main event match. And I still don't understand how that's even a thing. They could have put him in the middle of the card and had Kyle Fletcher and Swerve main event because he's your champion, AEW. Why is your champ opening the fucking show when another company's title's main eventing? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Tony can't book a show. Or at least structure a show to where your champion looks like he matters. Like, you book your champion in the last match, not somebody else's fucking champion. I don't care if you have a working agreement with New Japan. He shouldn't have main evented the show. You put him in the second to last match. You put him in the first match at hour 2. I don't know, but he should have been the fucking main event because you made your champion look like shit. I like Swerve, okay? But they're doing him dirty already. It hadn't even been a week. And the writing's on the wall with this dude. And it's fucking terrible. And I told you it was coming. I told you they were going to do it. I told you it was coming. I told you they were going to do it. And look what they fucking did last night. And I don't expect it to get any better leading up to All In, where he goes to London and Wembley and gets beat by Will Ospreay. Because It's in the stars. The writing is on the wall. I have the vision and it's clear as fucking day. And everybody else should have the vision. The same vision. Because we're all seeing it play out right in front of us. And then, after John Moxley beat Hobbs, like I said, Hobbs, get well soon. I hope it wasn't a serious legitimate knee injury. I hope it was just some storyline shit. If he's hurt, that sucks because I like him. No, I'm not going to talk about Chris Jericho with the FTW title because I don't give a fuck about Chris Jericho. I don't understand why he beat Hook on Sunday. I don't get it. I don't like it. Chris Jericho didn't need that belt. Chris Jericho shouldn't be on fucking TV wrestling anymore. There, I said it. Fuck Chris Jericho. Everyone he gets involved in with that company, is worse off than when he got involved with them. And it's been proven time and time again. Everybody's been worse off and had to do something to build himself back up. Action Andretti, where is he now? He's stuck in a 3-man with Top Flight. Sammy Guevara, who the fuck knows where he is? I think he's suspended still because of reasons. Angelo Parker, he's having a baby with Ruby Soho, so congratulations to him. Happy for him. Matt Menard, Daddy Magic, is doing commentary. I don't know if he's hurt. Proud and Powerful broke the fuck up. Ortiz is still there, but Santana left and went to TNA. Jake Hagar, where the fuck has he been at? Daniel Garcia is the only person that's been okay, and all he's doing is doing his dance. And that's cool. I like the Garcia dance. I actually grew to like Daniel Garcia. Call me crazy, but I like the dude. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is with that. Anyway, with that said, your main event angle to close the show. Oh boy. Where do I get started with this clusterfuck of shit that happened? Okay, so out comes Jack Perry, who calls out Tony Khan to come to the ring and asks to be reinstated. And Tony Khan, looking as non-blinky and possibly coked up as he possibly can, I mean, he didn't blink at all. He's all like derpy looking and dopey looking as he tends to be. He shakes his hand and goes for that old Tony hug, giving him that hug. And Jack Perry gives probably one of the funniest facial expressions because he knows he's about to do something fucked up to the camera. And he hits him in the stomach with the microphone at one point while they're raising each other's hands and they're like, yes, I'm back, he's back, it's all great, everything great in AEW. And he hits him in the stomach with the microphone and Tony collapses like he got shot. And then a couple seconds later he sells the gut shot by holding his gut rolling over to his side. And this was fucking hilarious. Out come the Young Bucks and and Okada, who are like, no, what are you doing? Don't do that. And you can tell clear as day they're setting up to hit him with the EVP trigger. And then Okada's like, wait, no, don't do that. And then they hit him, they pick him up, they pick him up and everything, dust him off, and then Road Warrior Buck, I think, I don't know which one's which, and I don't fucking care. The one with the goofy beard picks him up, and puts him in the tombstone, and the other one goes up to the top rope and they do the TK driver on him, and the one who did the flipping split part of the tombstone thingy ripped the back of his pants so you could see his underwear. Motherfucker split right in the fucking middle. So that was fucking hilarious. So then that happens, and they're all celebrating. And then out come the C squad, the C and D squad of wrestlers. And among them, and I didn't realize that at the time, is Shahid Khan, looking fresh off a run of hookers and blow. Or like he just got out of bed and didn't realize he was even at a wrestling show. Possibly asked himself, this is the shit my son spent his money on? The fuck is this shit? Once I saw Tony Khan out there, I busted out. When I saw Shad Khan's face when the show ended, I died fucking laughing. I'm doing it now. I was laughing so hard I had to hit my inhaler because I couldn't fucking breathe. It's so funny now. And this motherfucker went full Herb Abrams. And nobody. This motherfucker went full Herb Abrams last night. And I can't. And the thing is, like, everybody's talking about it, right? Like, everybody's talking about it. But it's for all the wrong reasons. So, congratulations, Tony. Congratulations, AEW. You got everybody talking about your show. Unfortunately, it's because you did this dumb bullshit to end it in the show last night. Between Tony Selling and Shahid Khan coming out there looking like he looked. Woohoo! Oh, I'm cramping up. Oh, this shit was amazing. It was so bad that it actually wound up being good. Like, I've watched it like 5 times today, and it's funny every time. So there's that. So there's that. Bonus piece of heaven. I want to talk about X-Men 97. Gotta talk about X-Men 97. Because 2 things happened on episode 7 yesterday. 1, Rogue went the fuck off about Gambit. She was pissed. Everybody could get it. She took on the military, hemmed up Thunderbolt Ross, was ready to fight Captain America, had that motherfucker, threw his shield into a fucking mountain like 5 miles away from where they were, fucking dropped a man to his fucking death, only for him to come back as some kind of weird Prime Sentinel or something. And then, my man Nightcrawler, giving the eulogy at Gambit's funeral, and his words to his adopted sister Rogue, they got to the heart of Nightcrawler and why I love the character so much. As someone who grew up Catholic, I love the character. I've always liked Nightcrawler because he's never lost his faith. Even though humanity sees him as some weird blue demon creature, he's always stayed faithful. One of my favorite things that he's ever said in any comic is what he said to Wolverine when House and Powers of X started a couple years ago, when they were on a mission to destroy a mother mold in space by the sun. And they were both gonna, Wolverine and Nightcrawler were both gonna die on this mission, and they knew it. And Wolverine asked Nightcrawler, "Hey man, do you think there's something on the other side for somebody like me?" And Nightcrawler says to him, "When you get to the garden, seek me out, and you will find me with arms wide open." In that moment, they both knew they were going to die because Nightcrawler was going to teleport Wolverine out into space by the sun, and so he could take out the mother mold Sentinel. And knowing that they're both going to die, to give Wolverine that comfort showed you how deep of faith Nightcrawler is. And I love that Hickman nailed that shit. And I love that part of that book. It hit me like so hard. And it hit me when he's consoling Rogue. And he's like, says to her, like, "You're not the reason that Magneto and Gambit are dead. You helped them live." And she just breaks down crying, wailing in his arms. And it hurt to see her do that. But knowing that he was there to comfort her meant the world. And showed that they get the character of Nightcrawler. And they understand who Kurt Wagner is. The last part of this episode that I was like, hell yeah, was when the homie Cable showed up. And his theme played, son. When Cyclops is about to get done in by the Prime Sentinel Trask, and he throws that grenade, and you hear the da-da-da-da, and I'm like, yeah, that Rambo-ish theme. And he's like, "Cable, what are you doing here?" And he just looks at Jean Grey, and she scans his mind, and he's like, "Get out of my brain. You're not her." And she's like, "Oh, shit. All this time, you've been..." And Cyclops is like, "Nathan?" And Cable just goes, "Let's skip the reunion, Dad. We got shit to do." Because Cable ain't about that family life. He's about the fucking mission. And then the reveal that Magneto is not dead, as I called it in episode 5 when it ended. I told you he wasn't dead, but he's in the hands of Bastion, who was the real bad guy behind Sinister and behind what happened on Genosha. Shit's about to pop the fuck off. And it's about to pop off, and you know it's about to pop off because Cable showed up. When Cable shows up, it's about to get real. So these next 3 episodes, it's about to get real. Y'all ain't ready for what's about to happen. I'm ready because I'm an X-Men fan. I've been reading my whole life. Damn near. But y'all that don't know, y'all ain't ready for this. But you better get ready because it's coming. And it's coming hard and fast. Like Brock, it's coming, and it's coming hard. Anyway, I had to stop talking about AEW and to get some bonus having in there for you. Because I thought I'm going to laugh to death if I keep talking about that shitty ass Dynamite last night. Anyway, that is all I've got for this video. I'm going to end it here. I've gone about as long as I've gone. I didn't have an aneurysm like I joked with my friend Rick about. I thought I was going to have an aneurysm talking about all this shit, but I made it through. I survived. So that's the important thing. I survived it all, made it through, and we all made it together. If you're mad about the beginning of this video or any of my thoughts, sorry. It's my thoughts. It's my opinion. If you're mad, I'm sorry that you're mad, but I can't sit back on that shit anymore. I can't. It's too serious, and it has too many implications on our lives to not cover it. I mean, not the Weinstein stuff, fuck that dude, but the other stuff is too important to not discuss and not give an opinion on. So, you know, I'm on the side of doing what's right and justice for everybody and doing what's right for the innocent people getting hurt. I'm not down with that. I don't give a shit what side of the fence that's on. If innocent people are being hurt, that shit doesn't need to happen because they've done nothing to warrant it. As far as the other stuff, as far as Trump goes, that motherfucker's crazy and that argument's nonsense. And it should have been thrown out immediately. The fact that it wasn't scares me. And it should scare you too. As far as Dynamite goes, that was some clusterfucky shit. And X-Men 97, it's about to pop off. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I'm going to go get some to drink because I've been talking for like 9+ hours at this point because I talk for a living at work. And then I did this video and it's been about 40+ minutes of this. So I'm going to step off of here, get some to drink, start making dinner. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.